way you want to do it. It's always great to start off in a pranayama, a breathing pose. So let's just do ujjayi breathing, which is the ocean breath. So again, whichever way feels most comfortable for you. If you want, you can close your eyes. But I really want to invite you to have your hands grounded down, so your palms facing downward onto your leg or thighs, and then have your elbows down to the same plane as your rib cage, so that your shoulder blades can open up, so that your chest, your lungs can expand. And then keep the crown of your head toward the heaven. Maybe slight little tuck of your chin down so the crown is up top. And then if you like, you can close your eyes. If you prefer, you can keep it open. So as you're sitting here, I'd like for you to just take a breath through your nose. Inhale here and exhale. Continue your breathing and inhalations and your exhalations. Nice and gentle. Just really feel the expansion, not controlling it one way or the other. Now, as you continue breathing, I want you to sense if your belly is actually rising on your inhalation. And on your exhalation, maybe you can feel your belly starting to deflate, kind of like a balloon. Inhale. Exhale. Breathing here. And as you're breathing, I want you to now take awareness of what's going on in your body. Perhaps there's some tension in your shoulders or your jaw or even your legs, your glutes, you know. If so, on your exhale, allow it to relax. I want you now to sense as you're breathing with your inhalation, as you're feeling your belly rise, your chest rise, getting bigger. I want you to feel as if you're getting lighter, as if you're just lifting lightly. And as you exhale, you can feel yourself becoming a little bit more grounded to the earth below you. Continue on with your inhale. You're invited to set your own intention. As I mentioned, yesterday was International Yoga Day. If you like, you can perhaps maybe bring some fond memories of your father or your Heavenly Father, whichever you like to use. And slowly open our eyes if you had it closed. And inhale our arms up toward the air. Breath. Inhale up and exhale back out. Reach down toward the earth. Inhale up again. Exhale back down. Let's go get onto our hands and knees. We're going to be on our hands and knees a lot, so if by chance your knees are sensitive, please feel free to go get a blanket or a towel and place it underneath your knees, okay? Now, some of the stuff that I'm doing, if your knees and even your wrist is bothersome, you can do this actually seated in a chair, okay? So, again, we're just trying to get a lot of our areas moving. We learned about motion is lotion, and it's true so for our joints. So hands and knees directly underneath your hips, hip width apart. Your wrists are directly underneath your shoulders, shoulder width apart, so they should be wider than your knees. All right, we're going to just do some cat-cows. As you inhale, let your belly drop down toward the floor. Feel your tailbone lift up, gaze lifts up. Perhaps you can get the upper back swing. As you exhale, press into your hands, slowly arch your back upward, tailbone tucks under, chin tucks down. Inhale, go into reverse, into your cow. And go to your own breath count. Everyone's going to be different. I want you to just feel your connection to that breath, kind of like what we did beforehand, your Ujjayi, but really feel yourself directing that breath into your vertebrae. Now again, taking awareness, whether or not you might have certain areas of your vertebrae a little bit more, what I like to call stuck a little bit, and it's okay, no judgment, just trying to use that area to perhaps maybe feeling your tucking of your tailbone a little bit more so, or maybe more on your shoulders toward your upper, your thoracic spine. Everyone's going to be different. So just do these a couple more times. And if by chance your wrist is tired, I know we haven't been practicing yoga a lot. If you need to, you can always make a slight little fist and go onto your knuckles. That's an option. If you want, you can even drop down to your forearms. It makes it a little bit more challenging, but again, your vertebrae, your spine, should still be able to do that. And like I said, you can do this seated and just have your hands on your thighs coming toward your hips or away from your hips. All right, we're going to just get back into the tabletop. All right, let's go do a little bit of lateral stretch. So let's bring your gaze over to your right shoulder. Try to look over to your right hip, lean toward there. Inhale back to center. As exhale, go over to your left side. Look over your left shoulder so you can look at your left heel. Inhale back to center. Exhale to your right. And go to your first resistance, okay, to the other side. And just go again. So you don't want to go to your extreme initially. Just allow your body to slowly open up. Push into your hand, bring your hips down toward your heels. Little mini child's pose. And then we're going to slowly start bringing your body forward. So kind of pretend you're dragging your forehead along your mat toward the front, forearms still grounded, and then you lift that up. And then arch your back down to your child's pose. Inhale, start pressing forward. Exhale, back down. So you're feeling we're just doing a little bit of undulation. For those that might be a Vata dosha, undulation is actually really important to get more fluid into your joints and into your tendons and ligaments and such. All right. Now let's bring your right leg behind you, three-legged tabletop. You can stay here, flex that right foot. If you want, you can always bring your left arm forward. Keep breathing, don't hold your breath. You can always drop your big toe down to the floor. You can always keep your left hand down, so whichever option. Now, if you are extended, let's do a little bit of undulation. So we're going to bring your left elbow to your right knee, extend it back out. If you're not doing this, that's completely fine. You can just bring and arch your back. Now, exhale back in. Inhale back out. And then back to tabletop. Very good. Your wrist may be tired, so just rotate around. Allow the synovial fluids in your wrist joints to move. Again, the options, you can always make little fists, kind of make a fist this way, and sometimes that helps it as well. It makes it a little bit harder to rotate, but it might give your wrist a little bit of break. So, all right, other side. Tabletop positions, you guys look good. Extend your left leg straight out, three-legged dog. Now I keep saying three-legged dog, three-legged table. Flex that left foot. Beautiful. If you want, you extend the right arm forward, palms toward the center line. Really feel that nice strength. And again, you can keep your left foot down, you can keep your right hand down, completely fine. But if you're ready, you can always bring back in. So bring your right elbow to touch your left knee and back out. Exhale, bring it back in to touch. Inhale it back out. Exhale it back in. Inhale it back out. Beautiful. Bring your hands down, your knees down. And again, give your knee, your hip joints, even your wrist joints some of the beautiful lotion. So we're just lubricating it. All right. Tuck your toes. You're gonna just lift your knees up off the ground. Just up a little bit, hover. Bring it back down. Let's bring the right foot forward. So we're going to a low lunge. Again, if you'd like to, you can always use blocks. You know me, I love blocks, so you can use a block, you don't need to. You can always use your hands straight down to the floor. But your right knee's over the right ankle, your left foot's behind you. You can either have it tucked or you can have it flat. And we're just going to give a little bit of motion into our joints. So I want you to just feel yourself seated, nicely positioned. Good. And we're going to slowly start straightening that right leg and then back forward. So I want you to now sense what's happening when you start straightening it. Forward. You can feel like even your hip, feel your hip joint, knee joint, even your wrist. Now, if your left knee is speaking to you, perhaps it's because you're putting a lot of pressure onto that left knee. Feel free to put a blanket there, or you can make that donut. You know, when you get a hand towel, make a circle so that the patella, the little knee cap, can actually fall inside the hole of your donut of the towel. All right. Now, let's remove your blocks. If you want, you can keep the left block underneath you, but let's place your left hand onto the floor. Inhale your right arm up toward the sky. Exhale it back down. Inhale it back up. So we're giving the right shoulders. Exhale it back down. Inhale it back up. Exhale it back down. One last time. Inhale it back up. Exhale it back down. Beautiful. Tuck your left toe. You're going to take a step back into your first downward facing dog. So take a step back, your right foot. First downward facing dog. You may feel how one side's a little bit different than the other side. You can walk your dog, pedal it out. You can always drop your knees. Now, if you want, you can bring your your left foot forward. You can drop to your right knee and then walk your left foot forward, or you can always swing your left foot forward. So it's up to you. So you can bring your left foot forward this way, or the other option is drop your right knee and just walk your left foot forward. Either way is fine. Good. We're going to low lunge on the other side. Excellent. So find the good position. You may notice how one side feels a lot easier than the other side. Like this side for me is easier than the other side. Ask. And then we're going to slowly start allowing the left hip and left knee, left ankle joints. So we're going to go open and close. Good. Beautiful. Just imagine the lotion, the motion going on here. Or we could pretend we are the Tin Man in Wizard of Oz. And so if you feel like there's any squeaky areas in your joints that might not be as fluid, just direct your breath, that prana, that energy, that life force. We talked about it being Father's Day yesterday. Just think about it. God is the creator and breathed life into us. So provide that breath to area that needs that attention. All right. Now let's get back into the low lunge. Again, you can either remove your block, or if you want, you keep that block underneath your right hand. Inhale your left arm up. Exhale back down. Inhale your left arm up. Maybe if you want, you can bring your gaze up here. Exhale your left arm back down. So we're working now the shoulder. Inhale your left arm back up. Exhale back down. Inhale up. Exhale it back down. Beautiful. Tuck your right toe, take a step back, your left foot down facing dog. Walk your dog a little bit. And slowly you're going to walk your feet toward your hands into a forward fold. And slowly come up, just nice into tabletop. Ooh. All right. Now, again, this was the practice I did on my own. So we're going to take a step back with your left foot, sorry. the foot. Inhale your left, right, both arms up. Exhale into warrior two. But you may notice that your right knee, see if you can have the right knee in the direction of your second toe. So if you're noticing that you're trying to like push it outward, just lift that right heel, rotate it inward, and then drop it down. You notice how then your knee's in the same direction as your toe. Beautiful. So again, you guys, this is more for flow. So we're gonna inhale here. Now as you exhale, just release it. Remember this, right? Inhale, exhale. Nice little float, inhale. So just feel nice and gradual, just nice and comfortable. Beautiful. Now we're going to bring our left hand to be parallel with our right in front of us. Now as we open it up this way, exhale into that warrior two, hands parallel to each other. Inhale, open it up. Exhale, almost like you're shooting a bow and arrow. Inhale up, so you're really going to live in more motion in your hip joint. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Now you're going to drop your right forearm down to your right thigh or right knee. Then your left arm up to the sky. Side angle. And then we're going to go into warrior two. So now we lift up. Warrior two. Exhale back into that side angle. Inhale back up. Exhale, side angle. You can choose how much you want your arms. Inhale back up. Exhale. Now cartwheel your hands down to the floor. Take a step back, your right foot, downward facing dog. If you want, you can do a chaturanga, plank, knees, chest, and chin, or get ready to go into the other side. Exhale back into downward facing dog. We're going to take a step up with your left foot. So you're going to get into your warrior one on the other side. Your left foot's forward on your warrior one. Beautiful. All right. Remember, then we go into our warrior two. And we're going to sweep our hands in front. Open up. I know I just switched my swinging, but we'll do that later on. Front, X. Forward, open. So you can feel your hips opening up a little bit more in your inner groin. Forward, and then we're going to drop our hands down. Remember, we had it open, we swung it down. So your shoulders gets a nice little break. Swing it, open, down. So on your own in the mornings, this is what I did in the morning. So I kind of just went along to what my shoulders, my arms, my joints, my hips, my knees. I knew I wanted to get motion in each area. Get back into warrior two. Drop our left forearm down to our left thigh, then upward for a side angle, and then back into warrior two. Exhale back into your side angle. Inhale to your warrior two. Side angle, warrior two. Side angle, warrior two. And again, you can play with how you want your arms to move. You kind of sweep it like you're spinning. Warrior two. One last time. Side angle and warrior two. And let's cartwheel your hands down to the front. Shift your right heel back, take a step back with your left foot, downward facing dog. You can choose to go into child's pose, or if you want, you can do a vinyasa pose, so go into plank, knees, chest, and chin, or chaturanga. And then back into your child's pose. Now, with your forehead touching the floor or your mat,
Your arms are just extended above you, but if you feel like you have a pinching in your arm, you can always bring your hands, your forearms to the width of your mat. That's completely fine. But the purpose here is now to just feel your breath, the belly pressing against your thigh, allowing the back rib cage to expand up with your breath. You should be able to feel this nice little energy. Really allow the flow, any chi or any type of stagnant energy that was blocked now to actually open up. So we really use a lot parts of our joints. Now we can get back into tabletop. And then again, a couple cat-cows. So the inhale, drop the belly down, face up. Exhale into cat. Inhale. Down. Beautiful. Let's cross your ankles. We're going to a seated position. So just for your notice, I'm trying to think how much time. So that was what, not even, almost like 15 minutes about. So that's something you can do very easily in the morning. Great way to just get started in the morning before you have to head off to work, or even a nice little cool down if you don't have plenty of time. So we're going to go into our Pranayama accomplished. So again, a lot of times we have our hip joints or knee joints or our ankle joints. So if it feels really tight, you can always sit on blankets, kind of lift up the floor slightly, and slowly start hinging right at the hip. So you have the choice. You can place your hands right at your hips and feel as you bend forward whether or not you can feel the top part pressing onto your fingers. So that's one way of knowing if you're actually hinging at your hips. Try to sense again, nice straight back. Two different ways to it. You can always have it rounded. And with your breath, not forcing yourself forward, just feeling yourself relax. If your hands are at your hips, you're more than welcome to move. You can always place them down by your feet or your ankles, wherever you prefer, even on the mat. Then let your chin tuck downward toward your chest. Maybe your forehead down toward the mat. And then slowly walk. Hands close to your hips so that you're standing straight. I'm seated straight back up. Excellent. All right. So do whatever you like with your feet, whichever feels most comfortable, because I'm going to have us work our shoulders. So chances are people probably staring at the computer a lot, more than usual. And one of the things I want you to notice is sometimes we get shoulder issues and stuff like that. So inhale our right arm up. Let's bend that right elbow. Place your left hand and press that elbow so it's in the same plane. Don't force it, just slightly. Engage it upward a little bit more. If you can, if you want, you can always reach back and grab your fingers behind it. Or you can grab like a blanket or something like that, but just bring it upward. So you might feel a little bit of tension in your shoulders. Don't usually do this much. I think a few weeks ago, we actually did the clock on the ground. That's a good way to do that. This is called cow face pose. So I'll turn around so you can see what this is looking like from the back. Also, doesn't help when you have a ponytail. So if this is where a lot of times people use a strap or a towel because not everyone has really, really long arms and fingers like I do. Right, just release and give yourself a nice deserved hug. So just remember which arm's over, which other's on top, okay? Just remember that one. reach back out. We're going to do the same thing left, this time up, bend your left elbow. You're going to do this on one side, it's a lot different than the other side. Then maybe using your right hand, just help guide it out. You're not going to force it because you might feel, and I want you to sense what area in your body is tightest. Maybe it's the pec, maybe it's the trapezius muscles, or maybe it's even the arm, tricep area. Again, if you want, you can reach back and try to do cow face pose. Chances are one side is very different than the other side. So if you were able to reach the other side, or at least maybe touch your fingers or consensus finger, and then the other side might be like, nope. Like this side, I can just touch it. Again, let's reach your arms all the way out, strong, and then give yourself a little just a hug. Make sure, check to see which, if you remember which elbow was on top of the other one. Yeah. You can bring that top elbow to the same height of at least your shoulder. It's all good. Excellent. Reach your arms back out. Bring your right hand, your left hand down to the floor. I want you to have it at a tip. Bring your left arm up over your head. Bring it over so that your left fingers can touch your right ear, and allow your left ear to drop over toward your shoulders. Try to stay in the same plane. So you don't want your head to be forward. You want it just to be on the side. Perhaps you walk, kind of inch your right finger away from you. You feel a little bit more of a stretch. So you're not really using your left hand to pull it down. You're just help guiding it. Now we're going to drop your chin down toward your chest. Release your left hand down. Bring it back to center. Roll it over to the right side, your right ear toward your right shoulder. Keep the left finger pointed down there and reach your right arm up over your head and feel a little guidance over toward your left ear. To see if your face is actually still facing in the frontal position. That your right ear toward the right shoulder, not your whole face toward the shoulder, just the right ear toward the right shoulder. Now you're going to tuck your chin down, release your right hand, and allow the chin to come toward the center. All right, good. All right, bring your right hand behind you, left hand behind you, interlace your fingers toward each other. Now see if you can, I'm going to turn to the side. See if you can kind of lift it up. And fingers in the done. And again, if this is not accessible to you, you can always grab a towel of some sort. So let's say you have a towel or running stretch, lift it up that way. So what this is going to do is it's going to give you, oh, yep, I'm feeling a cramp already, but I've been actually working with, like, I haven't been using on my triceps. So you can pretend you're carrying a platter. Okay, so if you want to release your fingers, pretend you have a platter in your back hand, whatever's your favorite snack that you just created. And I want you to slowly start bending forward as you keep that plate nice and steady. You feel that tightness, the muscle, the triceps that we don't normally use. And slowly come back up. If you're pressing it upward, you're going to feel that engagement, okay? And if you want, I'm just trying to distract you, keep it back down. As you exhale, start going down, but keep your hands, your palms pressed upward toward the head, trying to receive, like waiting for you. Third one's the charm, you guys. Third one. I don't know if anyone else is feeling it. I am. All right, you guys, shake it out. Can you feel a difference? Can you actually feel that in the tricep? All right, we're gonna come down to our back. Nice in our back. Legs up the wall, feet pressed all the way up to the ceiling. We're gonna rotate. First, pedal your feet out. Rotate your ankles, big circles. Imagine yourself with color on your big toes. So you're drawing big circles on the ceiling. Now go in the opposite direction, drawing other circles with your toes. So we don't really use our ankles as much, and so we really need them to be strong as well. Beautiful. Right knee bent so that you hug your right knee to your chest. You're going to slowly start lowering that left leg slowly toward the ground. Flex that left foot. Flex that right foot. Feel your breath. Imagine that ujjayi breathing that you had initially. Nice expansion, but there's no place for the right side of the belly to rise because your right thigh is there. Breathing. Then we're going to slowly bend that left knee. And then bring your hands over to the left side. Extend your right leg up. And then again, let's start lowering that right leg as you hug that left knee toward your chest. Nice, slow, slow. Now, once it makes contact to the ground, see if you can get the entire right leg to make contact to the ground. Flexing the right foot, maybe as if you're pressing that right heel even further away. And can you keep that, the left shoulders, the left, your left and right shoulders nice in contact to the ground, just relax it. Hug that left knee to the chest. And then just breathe. Again, ujjayi breathing, that ocean breath. We're in the summer days. Just imagine yourself laying on the beach with the ocean sound next to you, the warmth of the sun on top of you. But the left side cannot because it's pressed up against the left thigh. Left thigh pressed into the left side of your belly. It's bend your right knee, place your right foot on the ground, your left foot goes onto the ground, and they're going to be on the width of your mat. So they're on opposite ends, but your knees are still bent. We're just going to do some windshield wipers. So if you like, you can always extend your arms outward, okay? And you just drop both knees over to the right side. That's really working those hips. Inhale back to center, and then as you exhale, bring it over to left side. Inhale back to center, exhale on the right side. This is where you become a little bit more in tune to your body. You might feel like one side might be a little tighter. You might just allow it to stay there and allow your body to open up. So it's a little, not really yin, but again, No need to rush your body. So this is allowing the different areas to open up. So everyone's going to be different. Just listen to it. Try to sense what it may be trying to tell you. Yoga is both the union of the mind and body, and even the spiritual. So really staying connected. Just go to your own hyper pace. And as you go to either side, it's up to you if you want to, quote unquote, go deeper. And again, deeper, it does not mean you're a better yogi. It's just might be what your body might be asking. Like sometimes it needs a little prep or something like that. So let's just say your knees are over to the left side and you feel like your right hip wants to go even more internally rotated. If you want to do that, what you could do is lift your left foot up so that it now goes on the outside of the right knee and helps press it down. But again, that does not necessarily is the best for everyone, so that's just an option. Or you can just enjoy your windshield wiper beforehand and just feel it close. So your right hip now, of course, is doing an internal rotation. And then when you're ready, you can always switch over to the other side. So again, this is where I really want you to be in tune to your own body. You can bring your hips over to the other side. Now let's say you really don't need to do windshield wipers and you want to do engagement in the core. So this is my motion in the mornings just to warm the joints up. If you want to, just feel free to go back and forth on your windshield wiper. If you want to do this a little bit more engaging, you might want to have your feet at hip width apart. Knees still bent up toward the sky, but you want to have your heels as close to your hips as possible at hip width. We're going to go into what we know as the bridge pose. This is going to be a little bit more engaging for glutes. So we're going to do a little bit more strengthening, but it's very important whenever you're in bridge pose because it's considered a slight shoulder strength, not to turn your head to the side. So you need to keep your gaze always upward towards the sky. So again, it's a little slight tuck of the chin with your gaze up. You're going to make sure that your knees do not flare out or inward. And then if you want to slowly start feeling yourself pressing the lower back into the ground as you tuck yourself up inward. Then start lifting your hips up toward the sky. Knees start heading in the opposite direction away from you. And you slowly start lifting your hips up so that your spine is now straight. Again, keep your gaze up towards the sky. You don't want to turn your head to the side. Very important for your cervical spine, your neck. And so this is in bridge pose. You can feel the engagement along your glutes. You can probably feel it on your quads, right on the outside of your knees. Some people like to actually interlace their hands underneath their body. That's an option. You can do that, but you can also keep it out. And if you do interlace them, you might notice how you kind of start lifting up on your shoulders, outside your shoulders, your arms. Now this is an option. You can always go back down. For those that still want more, that wants to make this more strengthening, you can start lifting your heels up toward the sky and then walk your feet closer toward your hips. A little bit more of a back bend. And those that want to, they can even extend the right foot up, not straight up in the air, but keep your knees parallel to each other to extend with the slope. And then switch out to the other side. Now, if this is enough for you, you can start release your hands and slowly come down, allowing each vertebrae to make contact to the floor, starting from the thoracic spine, one at a time. Should feel really good. This is like my favorite part of bridge pose, coming back down.
Then you feel your lumbar spine making contact. And then relax. All right. And we're going to extend your arms all the way out like a cross. We're going to just allow, now your feet are next to each other, but knees still bent. And you're going to just allow them both to drop down toward the right. And move your head over slightly to the right. If you like, you can always straighten your left leg, left knee, I should say, and allow that to now point over toward your right side. You can, if you like, to bring your gaze over to your left fingers, get a circle spine twist. So choices, if your left leg is extended, you can keep it up, hovering, or if you want, you can allow it to drop onto the floor. Again, it doesn't mean better or worse or whatever, everyone's gonna be different. Bring your gaze back to center. Bend your left knee if it is extended. Engage your core as you bring both knees up toward the center. Now, if you notice you're a little bit, you switched off, you can kind of lift your hips up off the ground, place back down, lift your shoulders back up, down. Okay, now same thing, arms straight out in your cross. Slowly start bringing both knees over toward the left side. You know, just slightly move your head left and then you rotate. Bring your gaze over to the right side if you want a cervical twist. For those that want to, you can extend that right knee, straighten it so that your right leg is extended over to your left side. It can stay covered here, or if you want, you can drop it. It's up to you. Bring your gaze back to center. Bend your right knee. Engage your core here because you need to protect that lower back, and then bring your knees back up to center. Hug your knees to your chest. Again, draw big circles with your knees now on the ceiling, some big circles. And go in the opposite direction. We're going to go into Happy Baby. Soles of your feet up to the sky. You can grab either the outside of your feet, which is also called dead bug. Doesn't sound as nice. Or if you want, you can just grab the inside. You can grab your big toes. You make peace finger. You can use your peace sign and grab your big toe. I rock a little bit side to side. So when you're doing this, you may be able to feel the lower back make conscious around. You may even feel your hip flexors opening up a little bit more. All right, we're going to bring your right heel to the right corner of your mat. Left heel to the left corner of the mat. And extend your arms down by your side, maybe 30 degrees from each other, from your body. And then make sure your shoulders are nice and flat. Your angel wings are flat onto the mat. So your shoulder blades are nice and broad. Chest is faced up toward the heaven. The heart is definitely up toward the heaven. And if you want, you can always place a blanket or something underneath your head. You can even create the circle roll that we talked about. I just want to make sure that your head, your third eye, the forehead, is at least in the same level, if not slightly higher than your chin. So if you have a slight tendency of your chin to jet upward, perhaps place something underneath your head. Open it. If you like, you close your eyes and feel what feels comfortable. So As you're laying here first, sense to see if you feel comfortable. If something feels out of walk, feel free to move. Definitely move. You don't have to force yourself to stay in a position. But once you get into the position that you feel like you can just relax in, that's where we start our Savasana. So as you're laying here, with your eyes closed, with your body relaxed, with your mind relaxed, I'd like you to just feel the weight of your bones on the earth beneath you. With each breath, with each exhale, you just feel yourself just being drawn into the ground. Now with your breath, I'd like for you to sense the flesh, the skin of your body as you exhale, just being pulled down into the ground. Any burden, any tension, any stress, just being pulled away from you. Let it just fall from you to the ground. You're still very free to breathe fully, to feel how relaxed you feel. Your physical body is with the ground now. Now, as you're breathing here, I'd like to invite your mind, allow it to be grounded as well. You need to worry about different things, nothing that's going on in the world or on the news. With your breath, with your exhale, just sense how it's allowing any worries that you may have be pulled down to the ground. And as you're laying here with your physical body completely grounded, with your mind anchored as well, I want you now with your next several breaths just to really now be in tune to the spirit. No distraction, No worries. Hear what the Holy Spirit is trying to tell you. Perhaps a lifting of spirit. Perhaps this light that seems to be surrounding in your mind, spreading around your head, across your body, around your heart, your chest, your torso, your hands, your arms, your legs, your feet. Maybe sense this light, this glow, being in the presence. You must keep your eyes closed because you are not holy, but God wants us with Him. As you're laying here listening to what our Father has to tell you, how much you are loved, His beloved child. You are secure, safe. He has a plan for you. No need to be fearful. No need to worry. No need to be anxious. Know that He is life. That with that, you're welcome to start coming back into this world. So just feel right now, you can feel your feet, feel your legs coming back, awakening. Your fingers becoming a little bit lighter. Maybe you can feel your arms becoming a little bit lighter. Maybe your head feels a little bit lighter. Just wiggle your fingers and your toes. Rotate your ankles and your wrists. Rotate in the opposite direction. Inhale your arms over your head. Point your toes away from you. So if you want, you can walk your feet toward center line and point. Feel how big you are, how much God loves you. As you exhale, if you want, you can bend your knees and hug your knees to your chest. Rocking a little bit side to side. Rolling over to your right side, but keep your lower arms underneath your head to keep your cervical line, spine alignment. Stay here for at least 2 full breath cycles. Keeping your eyes closed, using your upper arms, press yourself up in a comfortable seated position. Have your hands resting gently on top of your thighs. We're going to actually close in our practice by having your thumb and your index finger touching each other gently. As your eyes are closed and you still feel the crown of your head up toward the heaven, a crown, you princesses. Feel how light you feel, no burden. The yoke and lifted off. I'd like for you to inhale through your nose
Exhale, out breath, open mouth breath. Deep exhale. Floating your hands together, palm touching palm, thumb resting right above your heart. Tucking your chin down toward your heart. May this practice provide you with your awareness of the breath that your Father has given you, breathing life into you, the fluid through you, the Holy Spirit, the promises that He's made for you to have forever. Thank you for coming. Namaste.
All right, I don't know if anyone's off. Okay. Ooh, I even stopped before 7 o'clock. Isn't that surprising, Michelle?